Well, folks, good evening. I wanted just to take a little bit of time to share some very important, well, basic but very important principles when it comes to financial planning, when it comes to setting yourself up for success, not only for you personally, obviously, but for your faith-based goals, your financial goals. So I want to go over a couple of principles that you should keep in mind. One thing is that, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in a few minutes about the rule I'm sure you might have heard before about live on 80% of your income, save 10%, and give away the other 10%. Well, I want to talk about saving the 10% because this is very important. And I know it's hard when you get all the other pressures of the world on you. But if you can start to save money as soon as you can, the power of time that is on your side is incredible. I wanted to show you this quick little diagram that shows two people, Ben and Arthur. If they were to put money away, if Ben were to put this amount of money away, $2,000 a year for, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. I'm sorry, 8 years. And then stop, not put another penny in this account. Where if it was growing at a decent rate, at retirement age, that small investment over this amount of time will be almost $2.2 million because interest has just compounded and compounded and compounded. If you wait and decide to start putting a little bit of money away for yourself, the person that starts at age 27 and puts $2,000 away for the rest of their career will have half the money because the first person, Ben, was able to take advantage of time. So I really want you folks to keep that in mind, that if there's anything you can do, get into the habit now of paying yourself, putting a little money aside. It will give you such an incredible advantage later on in life. So Yvonne, if you could go into the next slide. All right. So this is a very similar slide. Again, it shows somebody from age 25 to 35 putting money away and stopping, as opposed to somebody starting at age 35 and putting money away for the rest of their lives. And as you can tell, there is a big difference. This person over here would have almost double of what this person would have over here. So I know it's hard to think of that now as you're starting your careers, your lives, but as you probably have heard other people say, I wish somebody would have told me that when I was young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have to be 5,000. It doesn't have to be 2,000. It's whatever. You have to get into the habit of living on less and making sure that you put some money away, no matter what it is, on a methodical basis. Any questions? So Albert Einstein said it best. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So the rule of 72, I want to throw this out to you folks as well. Your money will double if use the rule of 72 by dividing your rate of return into 72. That's the amount of time it would take for your investment to double. So if you're getting 10% rate of return every 7.2 years, your money would double. So that 5,000 becomes 10, becomes 20, becomes 40, becomes 80. So really something, a principle to think about as you're going forward. It's I can't stress it enough. But if you can go into the next slide. So that's the fun news. That's what everybody likes to do, is save and invest and see it grow. But the other part of this is we have to step back and make sure any financial plan, you've got to start with protecting. You've got to make sure that you are protecting your loved ones, you're protecting your income, you are protecting what's important to you. And then in the way of life insurance, disability coverage. As you get older, you'll start to see that as your responsibilities start to grow, then we have to make sure that we are also ensuring those responsibilities, so that if there's any issues or problems, then it's covered, so to speak. And the younger you are, the less expensive it is to get coverage and to start on a financial plan. So I wanted to share that, folks, with you. This is a pyramid that we use all the time. First starting with protecting, and then plan for your future, and prioritize your goals. And then at some point you'll be looking at, prioritizing for when you're not working. And again, it's just really good sound principles that somebody told me once that math doesn't lie. It just doesn't lie. It's logical, and it can't be refuted. So, Yvonne, next slide. So this is kind of getting back to what we were talking about. I wanted to kind of end with this. Basic budgeting comes down to looking at the money that is coming in to, let me see if I can grab this real fast. So looking at everything that you would be bringing home after taxes, after benefits, after anything that you have to pay, what you're actually bringing home, that is what you need to consider as the base for your 80%. I'm sorry, your 100%, but then take some for tithing, some for savings, which is very important, and then live on your living expenses is the 80% that we were talking about. It's a good rule of thumb to use, and there's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon that I suggest everybody read, and it talks a lot about your mindset, your wealth, your well-being is so much more richer if you learn early to budget, and you control the money. Don't let the money control you. And of course, with your spiritual goals, making sure that we take care of that first.